So number 4, the x's will cancel, and we end up with 3y plus y is 4y, and negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. You guys have got to take care of your negative signs. And we divide both sides by 4. We get y equals negative 2. Now remember, we want to find out what x is, so we're going to pick one of these guys. I would pick this one simply because x is positive, so 2x plus 3, but instead of y, we replace it with negative 2 equals negative 12. We get 2x minus 6 equals negative 12. We add 6 to both sides, and we get 2x equals negative 6. Divide both sides by 2, and we get x equals negative 3 for an ordered pair of negative 3, negative 2. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, I never finished number 2, did I? Let's go back and finish number 2. We have 5x equals negative 15. We divide both sides by 5, and we get x. Can you guys still see that?
Yeah.
X equals negative 3. Don't forget your negative. And now we'll substitute. Looks like probably best to do this one. 2 times negative 3 plus y equals negative 5. So that's negative 6 plus y equals negative 5. We'll add 6 to both sides, and we get y equals 1, which means our final answer will be negative 3, 1. Okay, are we good with numbers 2 and 4?
Yes.
Okay, let's go down and look at 6. All right. All right, finally, 6 gets us to one where we don't automatically get to eliminate something, do we?
Right.
So, we're going to have to change one or both of the equations so we get elimination. Okay? So, what are we going to do? Michael, what are you doing there, boss? What are you doing? You sleeping or on your phone? Oh, you're on your phone. Okay. So, when I talk to your parents and say, hey, what's going on with Michael? And I said, well, tune in to, this will be on my website, it'll be Unit 4.3 continued. I'll have them tune into this in our conversation. What do you think? Okay? All right. So we got to change one or both of these equations to get something to eliminate. So which equation should I do?
3x plus y.
3x plus y? Okay, what am I going to do to that guy?
Subtract.
I've got to change him so that either the x's or the y's will get eliminated. And I think that's a good choice. It's probably the easiest one to change. So what am I going to do to it, though? Jacob?
Yeah.
What should I do to this equation so that either my x's or my y's will cancel out?
Substitute.
No.
Multiply it by -1.
Stacy? What should I do to this equation so that either my x's or my y's will go away? You don't know. Raise your hand if you think you know. Don't say it, just raise your hand if you think you know. Because I'm going to call on all the people who aren't raising their hand. Brianna? No idea? Maria? You.
Oh, me. Okay. Yeah, what?
What should I do so that either the x's or the y's go away?
You should, yeah.
Aya. What should I do? Nicely done. That's right. If I take this equation and I multiply through by a -2, -2 times 3x is -6x.
Wait.
-2 times y is -2y. And negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Now, some of you guys would go ahead and eliminate this way, but I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of that. I want you to rewrite it. Now, those of you that did not have your hand up, can you now see why we multiplied through by a negative 2?
Yes.
Maria?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it makes the stuff go cancel.
What stuff?
The ones, number stuff.
Now I need specifically, now what's going to cancel out?
Negative 2 and then positive 2.
That's right. See, we changed this positive 1y to a negative 2y so that it would cancel. So now my y's cancel out. I end up with negative 6x plus 4x is negative 2x. And negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6. Divide by negative 2. And we get x equals negative 3. All right, now that we have negative 3, I can choose any of these 4 equations. I think I'm going to go with this one because y is to the first, or y has a coefficient of 1. So I'll go 3 times negative 3 plus y equals 4. I get negative 9 plus y equals 4. I have to add 9 to both sides. And I get y equals 13. So that number 6 has an answer of negative 313. Yes?
That shouldn't be negative.
What shouldn't be negative?
Because it's being divided by negative. Negative over. Right?
Oh, you're right. Very good.
Positive 313.
Positive. So that's 9. So we subtract 9. Good job. So we got to go all the way through, and this becomes...
Sorry.
No, I'm glad you said something. Negative 5. So it's negative 3, negative 5.
Positive 3.
Positive 3. Yeah, man, you're on top of it. Gee whiz. Good job. 3, negative 5, says Kiana. All right?
All right.
Any questions on that one?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, good. So,
Actually, I do. Sorry. I
Gee
forgot.
whiz.
Okay, wait. How come you multiplied everything by negative 2?
Okay.
Because on the other one, you multiplied it by negative 1.
because it just depends on the situation. So let's go through number 15 through 22, and let's, because these down here, everything's going to have to change. What's the name of this method we're using?
Okay.
Everybody, guys, I need your attention. What's the name of this method we're using for solving?
Elimination.
Elimination. And that means we want to eliminate either the x's or the y's. Okay? So in the first couple, it was automatic. We just added and something automatically went away, right?
Yeah.
But we know that's not how things work usually in life. They're not always easy. Okay? It always gets more complicated. So let's look at number 15. If I were to add these two together, would I automatically have something cancel out? Negative 2y plus y is negative y. So if I add them together, that's what I'd come up with. That didn't help, did it? Doesn't help us solve. Okay? So we need to do something to one or both. Sometimes it will be both equations. So right now, we have to multiply one or both of the equations by some number so that either the x's will go away or the y's will go away. Let's see here. Let me, Gabby, if I wanted to get rid of the x's, what would I multiply the first equation by? Well, let's look. We want the x's to go away, so we want them to be the opposite of each other, right? We need... This is what we're wanting. Guys, we want them to be the opposite of each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we want one of these to be the opposite, what would be the easy thing to do here?
Multiply by -2.
Multiply by -2. We get negative 2x plus 4y equals 4. When we add them together, we get 5y equals 10. Okay? All right. Vince.
Howdy.
Vince, if I wanted to get rid of the y's, what would I multiply the second equation by? If I multiply by -2, I'd end up with -2y, and I'd end up with -4y. By 2, right? Because then I'd get 4x plus 2y equals 12. And then these guys cancel. I get 6x equals 18. Which means x will equal 3. So my actual answer to this is 3, 5, I believe. Okay? Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go over here. Brianna, if I wanted to get rid of the x, if I want to get rid of the x's in the equation, what would I multiply?
Multiply by -2.
Very good. -2, and then I get -2x minus 6y equals -8. And when I add these together, that cancels. Wait a minute here.
No, you just add.
Negative.
It just becomes.
So we end up with, really? No, something's wrong here. Negative.
Just add.
Negative. No, that is right. Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
that's
12.
right. So what do we get was, no.
Yeah. Just basically.
Yeah, okay. And y equals 0. Yeah, that's fine.
Isn't it just positive? Because it's double negative.
It's okay. I'm not using my face.